So, you're still not good at Helldivers, huh? Well, lucky for you, Dad came back with the milk, and he's gonna show you how to get good. In this video, I'll be taking you through each enemy type and showing you how to survive on the front lines of freedom. First, let's go over some quick tips to help you spread your democracy on all fronts. Starting with armor. Armor passives have a direct effect on your playstyle, so it's important to find one that works for you. Armor passives come in all sorts of flavors that can increase your throwing range, or your reload speed and ammo capacity, or even your melee damage. Just look at that, Chad. They can even generate radar scans, as seen with the scout armor. Personally, I run the Democracy Protects passive, giving me a 50% chance to not die when taking lethal damage, which allows me to do things like this. Alright guys, hold on, I got the perfect way to get down.
Let's go.
I fucking lived! It also prevents all damage from chest hemorrhages, which is huge. So take some time to look through them and find the one that's best for you. Our next tip is going to be planning your loadout. Different situations are going to call for different weapons, so be mindful of what mission you're doing and what weapons you bring to complete that mission. Lucky for you, you have a wide variety of weapons and stratagems to choose from, so don't be afraid to try different things out. And if you find yourself not using something, don't be afraid to swap it out with something that you would use. Our last pre-game tip is going to be designating roles before you dive. The best part about playing this game is that there's 4 of you, which means 4 different primaries, 4 different secondaries, and 16 different stratagems. So divide the workload and split into different roles. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. And if you haven't seen my first video, don't worry, I'll reiterate the important points for each front. I'd also like to give thanks to all those who commented these helpful tips. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into our first enemy type. Bugs. Bugs are a numbers game, which comes down to wave defense, so let's talk about how to prevent them from running a train on your ass. These are all the bugs that can call in a bug breach, meaning they should be your top priority. Ignoring them is how you end up on the wrong end of a gangbang. I recommend trying to clear out as many as you can at once, easily accomplished using your orbitals or eagles as seen here. Splash weapons like the eruptor also work great at clearing multiple enemies at once, as discussed in my previous video, which I'd recommend watching if you'd like a little more information on killing your enemies. Combined with a little bit of high ground and you're untouchable. Remember, do be careful firing it up close. Splash weapons will also lead me into my next topic, crowd control. My #1 recommendation for this is the spear gun. Firing a projectile capable of penetrating multiple targets and releasing gas, an underutilized tool for managed democracy. This gas is going to confuse, disorient, and even turn your attackers against each other. Being chased by a horde? Not anymore. This gun works great for handling crowds and keeping the serrated claws of tyranny off your back. Firing this weapon on top of a bug breach to immediately affect all bugs is an amazing way to immediately shut down said bug breach. If you still find yourself being overwhelmed, funneling your enemies into a choke point is another good way to manage their numbers. Not only will this condense them, making them easier to shoot with your primary or secondary, but also allow for more of them to be affected by gas or fire or even a static field. Now that's all fine and dandy, but what about a fast and effective way to close those bug holes? The grenade pistol is an amazing secondary for the bug front, allowing you to close entire nests worth of bug holes in seconds, and from a distance, keeping you safe. Now you might get a little bit of hate for this, but rover packs do a great job at keeping the bugs off your back, allowing you to focus on the objective. Do be careful, guard dogs have a tendency to bite. Speaking of focusing on the objective, it's best to ignore the random patrols you see. They only lead to bug breaches. Combine all of these tips, and look who's running that train now.
For prosperity!
To summarize, because the bugs are so numerous, it really comes down to splitting the workload and conserving your ammo. Next up, my personal bread and butter, bots. Now bots are more of a hide-and-seek bullet hell, so shields, cover, and something that packs a serious punch. My personal primary recommendation, the Jar 5 Dominator. Firing jet-propelled rounds, this allows you to stun lock if you can't hit those pesky headshots. I'd seriously sell my left nut to have one of these in real life. Now bots are a little easier to manage as only the commissar can call in a reinforcement, or dropship. Dropships can actually be shot down, allowing you to actively prevent enemy reinforcements. This can be done by targeting one of the 4 engines with your choice of anti-tank. Now if you don't want to end up looking like a piece of Swiss cheese, I recommend finding cover. Finding cover is essential and will keep you alive long enough for you to stim, reload, or plan your counteroffensive, whatever you need to do. Finding cover also has a habit of messing with automaton AI, causing them to get stuck or even freeze. Not that they're the brightest anyway. Oh shit. Hey guys. Gonna walk on through here. Oh god. Finding cover will also give them a chance to kill themselves. Like I said, they're not the brightest. Just be careful what cover you choose so you don't end up like this.
Freedom never sleeps!
Now, while cover is pretty readily available, you won't always be able to find it, which is why I also recommend bringing shields. My personal recommendation is the shield pack, a wearable cover, buying me those precious few extra seconds to get to where I'm going, alive. Shield packs will provide some much needed protection, allowing you to run from different points of cover, keeping you moving, keeping you alive. Shield packs are fantastic and will allow you to tank some pretty hefty blows. Consider this. Do be mindful though, as you will need to give them time to recharge once depleted. Now that you're snug as a snug as a patriotic citizen of democracy, let's go over a couple weak points. Headshots are your #1 weak point among automatons, allowing you to one-shot most bots. Shooting the base of a scout strider is a good way to take them down if you can't get behind them or if they're reinforced. War striders can be handled in much the same way, but with a shot of anti-tank instead. Vents, of course, being a common weak point among automatons and fabricators alike, allowing you to take them out with your choice of anti-tank. Personal recommendation, Quasar. Of course, you can always use yourself as a stratagem.
Democracy has landed.
Now, I've seen some talks of people being able to take out the factory strider by shooting it in the foot with anti-tank. However, I've never had this work, so try at your own risk. Stealth is another great option that works especially well for bots. Stealth is a great option for completing objectives while conserving your supplies. Here I am working on the LiDAR station while surrounded by bots who are none the wiser. And in case you haven't seen my first video, throwing a grenade is a good way to draw enemy attention, luring them in any given direction, allowing you to make a clean getaway. You see, bots aren't so scary after all. And now for our final enemy type, squids. Squids are an interesting combination of numbers and bullet hell, but this does not make them harder. The hardest part is getting through the shields. The easy answer? Bring a mech and blow everything up.
Well, actually, I'm trying to blow up this thing behind you.
Squish. Squish. But homeless, what if I don't want to bring the mech? Alright. Well, you can bring the wasp, if it'll quit your bitchin'. The wasp works amazingly for squids. It'll target anything that isn't a voteless. Tired of flesh mobs giving you the Chris Brown treatment? Try the wasp. Tired of these Walmart brand Halo Elites? Try the wasp. Tired of jetpack flavored Walmart brand Halo Elites? Try the wasp. Tired of interlopers painting the pavement with your brains? Try the wasp. Tired of getting snitched on by these fuck-ass watchers? Try the wasp. First few hits will take out the shield. The next few will take out the ship. My glorious king will even hit the enemies you can't see. Is there anything the wasp can't do? Alright, voteless. Honestly, the voteless are just worse bugs, so your basic machine gun will do. Sentry turrets also work great for clearing out big hordes while conserving your ammo, or any of our previously discussed crowd control methods. If it works for the bugs, it'll work for the voteless. The squids are pretty easy. Now it's time for a bonus tip that'll work on all fronts. Pulling aggro. Pulling or trading aggro is a great way to divvy up the workload. Here we are on the bug front, completing the LiDAR station while our friend draws all the attention from the bugs. Here I am again on the squid front, taking a lovely stroll through the city while searching for treasure, while my friends do all the dying in my stead. What brave heroes they are. Now that you're ready to face the enemies of democracy, I hope to see you on the front lines of freedom. And remember, the more you rage, the more you die. So let's just have fun.